Hey guys, welcome back to another pick a card reading. For today's video, we are going to be taking a look at what people say about you. So what they tend to say about you, if it's good, if it's bad, all of that. If you guys are new to pick a card readings, we have 4 piles here as usual. Pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. So feel free to pause this video for a moment if you need some time to meditate on which of these piles you feel the most called to when you think of what people say about you. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's hop into the readings, starting with pile 1. Hey group 1, welcome to your reading for all of you who chose this pink calcite crystal. Let's see what people are saying about you. First, let's start off with your tarot, and then we will get into your oracle cards. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, Temperance, the Page of Cups, as well as the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so we have quite a lot of pentacle energy here in this reading. This might be a specific message, but what's coming through first is that you guys are taking a new approach in your life. People are talking about how you are moving away from where you were like a year ago or something like that. The Five of Pentacles is kind of that card of hitting rock bottom, okay? So people could be talking about how you're now kind of getting your ducks in a row and starting to manage things in your life. Like specifically, I'm getting rehab, going to college, getting a new job, something that signifies your growth and taking a new direction. That's what I'm getting, because we have the Knight of Pentacles starting out this reading, which is a card of embarking on a new journey. But the Knight of Pentacles is about doing it the right way, taking your time, being thorough, hardworking. It's interesting that we have Temperance here in the middle of these cards, because Temperance is all about balance, moderation. And then we have the Page of Cups, which represents new opportunities. This kind of is like that fresh start card. That's what I'm seeing in the context of this reading. The Page of Cups represents a new opportunity for you to like start over basically at something. And then the Six of Pentacles is similar to Temperance. This deals with balance as well. But I like that we have the 5 and then the 6. So we go from the Five of Pentacles, which is kind of one of the worst cards in the deck, to the Six of Pentacles, which is all about finding that balance and kind of sweet spot of doing things that you like to do and also putting in the work as well. Okay. So let's get some oracle cards for you guys. We'll take a look at your Moonology cards. Okay, so we have your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon, as well as nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. Okay, so with your commitment is being tested, people are saying how a lot of the new stuff you're doing, they're not really sure whether you'll be able to stick it out and be committed for the long run. So I don't know if in the past you've had trouble sticking to projects or doing what you said you were about to do or stuff like that. But this card is basically reaffirming that people are talking about you committing to something, committing to a new opportunity. As I said, it could be like a new job, you going back to school, or just some kind of new balance that you have found or that you are trying to find, okay? And then The nothing is yet set in stone card. I think in this context, people might be going back and forth between kind of like rooting for you and then also like doubting you. Okay? I think just having the Five of Pentacles representing what you are trying to get away from indicates that you have been through some extreme ups and downs in the past. Maybe you've been dependent on other people, or you were unemployed, or people thought you might have been lazy, or you reached some kind of like rock bottom, okay? Where people didn't really have much faith in you, or maybe you didn't have much faith in yourself. The Temperance card does deal with faith and believing in a higher ideal and finding that moderation. But this card is telling me that whatever people are saying about you, it isn't set in stone. So they probably go back and forth between believing that you are committed to whatever you say that you're doing, and also kind of being a bit skeptical of it at the same time. Like, is she really gonna be able to get all of her work done this time, or like get good grades? Something along those lines of your commitment being tested. It feels almost like you guys are doing things again, but you're trying to do it the right way, and people are talking about whether they think you'll be able to do it or not. Okay. So the next cards we have are Celebrate Life as well as Balanced Life. Ooh, okay, so we have balance again here, along with the Temperance and the Six of Pentacles, kind of reaffirming that you're going in a balanced direction. But also, I think in a reading where we're talking about what people say about you, I think it's kind of balanced. You know, there are people who are saying more doubtful things about you, and then there's also an equal amount of people who believe that you are getting your ducks in a row and you're kind of getting it together, okay? So yeah, there's a lot of indications here of balance and like seeking new opportunities, which is great to see. People, I think there are people who are like happy for you, who share your optimism, and with the Temperance card, do put a lot of faith in you. And then on the other hand, there are probably some people who, like with the mutable moon, who are kind of on the fence of whether they think you can really do this, okay? This could also be like a new ambition, a new hobby you're going after. And then with Celebrate Life, something good is happening here for you. I'm getting a really optimistic vibe with this pile, especially with what people are saying about you. So with this card, it's possible that, again, you got a new job, like things are looking up for you. It really seems like you're getting your life together. With Temperance, a strong message that is coming through is that you are going sober, you're trying to live a more clean, healthy lifestyle, really balanced, right? But it seems like you have something to celebrate over. This could be you passing a test, as I said, getting a new job, finding a new opportunity or chance to prove yourself, possibly. Whatever it is, you have something in your life right now, pile one, to celebrate, to be celebratory of, okay? And I think that has a lot to do with why people are saying stuff about you at this particular time, because it really seems like your life is turning around for the better. You're making a turn for the best, okay? Things are really looking up for you at the moment, okay? All right. So for your last cards, we have Atlantis. It says rapid development, excellence, success. Yes, you guys are definitely having a successful streak right now. If it's not like success in a career sense, then it is with your health, getting your health back in check. So again, finding a balance between like having fun, having time for yourself and your hobbies, and also time for work as well. And then we have fertility, which says potential, powerful creative energy, initiation energy. So yeah, people are talking a lot about your development, how you're changing things around for yourself. And they also talk about your potential, where they see you going in the future, and especially with this new opportunity or this new approach that you're taking. As I said, there are people who are like very optimistic and have a lot of faith that you will be a success. All right. I also get that whatever this new opportunity is, it's kind of like your baby. Like, you're treating it with Knight of Pentacles care, which means showing up for it every day, being gentle, kind to yourself, putting in those steady steps to move forward. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight, but he does make the most strides in the sense of building something that is concrete. I think that's why we have a lot of pentacles in this reading, because the pentacles talk about the material world, the career, things that would like go on your resume, like physical projects or like opportunities. All right. So yeah, the last thing I will do for you guys is roll the Astro Dice to get any last minute info on what people say about you, especially right now. Okay. Okay, so we have Aries, we have the Sun, and we have the 12th house. Okay, so with Aries, this is the first sign. Aries deals with initiation, motivation. So people are talking a lot about something new. There's like a new you happening here, especially with the Sun, because the Sun is about the identity. The Sun has a very creative energy, and the Sun deals with our potential as well. So people are talking about your new potential, these new like creative things that you're doing, or just new projects in general, especially if they do relate to your career or you trying to get ahead in life. That's kind of the message here with Aries. Aries is one of the fastest signs. They like to charge ahead. They are very enterprising and independent, okay? So you're kind of breaking that old cycle of having to rely on others. With the Five of Pentacles, again, this is kind of like reaching rock bottom, especially if you were, if it was like a substance that you were dependent on. Whatever it is, you're pushing it out of the way and moving forward with this Aries, like Sun inspiration, okay? And then lastly, with the 12th house, this is about your dreams. The 12th house is kind of a mysterious house. It does represent things that are hidden from us or things that we can't quite grasp. But I think there's a higher force or a deeper meaning here to this new push and this new found inspiration or this new version of yourself. And I think it took you reaching like rock bottom to discover this, okay? Yeah, because the 12th house isn't readily accessible. It is a water house, and it does represent the unconscious. So I see you kind of breaking away from old unconscious like patterns that you might have been doing, especially being like dependent on other people or on substances for gratification, okay? You guys are really focusing on finding a sweet spot in your life between work and your hobbies, okay? And you're moving forward like really hopeful here. We have Aries, we have the Sun. There's a lot of creativity and passion for whatever this new venture is that you guys are going after, okay? So people are talking a lot about that, this new you or this new opportunity, your development and your potential right now, okay? So yeah, these are the main things I am seeing for this reading, so I will leave it at that. I hope you guys liked it. I liked it. If it did resonate, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, stay optimistic, and I will see you guys later. Hey group 2, welcome to your reading for all of you who chose this beautiful amethyst crystal. Let's find out what people say about you. Okay, let's start off with your tarot, and then we'll get into your oracle cards. So we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Emperor, the High Priestess, as well as Strength. I just want to say off the bat, we have a lot of major arcana cards here. We have the Emperor, the High Priestess, Strength. There's a lot of strong energies going on in this reading, which makes me think that people have a lot to say about you. I think the tea is real with this pile, where people do like to talk about you. You are a strong topic here with the Emperor. And there's a lot to unpack with the High Priestess. So I don't know if you guys are involved in any kind of like drama, especially at work, or if there's something that's like controversial about you. We do have the Emperor here. So one of the things people definitely say about you is that you can be a bit forceful or aggressive. This is strong Aries energy, okay? I don't know if you have any Aries in your chart or Leo, but these are strong energies in this reading. So this is a card of leadership, dominance, force. This is a card of like the enlightened leader, okay? Someone who is very much aware of their own personal power and is not afraid to use it, okay? So I can see you guys easily getting into beef with other people over it because you guys won't back down. So people definitely talk a lot about how you are stubborn, you have a strong personality, you can be a bit of a control freak, or like things to be your own way, like my way or the highway. We also have Leo here as well, with the Strength card. This is a very beautiful card. I kind of think of, obviously, like being strong, purposeful, magnanimous as well. I can see that people talk a lot, people talk a lot about you and your personality, okay? That's kind of the truth. I feel like there are some people who also get really defensive over you. This could also be the Emperor chiming in with other people coming to your rescue and feeling like they need to defend you. With the High Priestess combined with the Emperor, it's clear that you guys have a lot of power, a lot of silent power at that. I don't think you guys actually say much. You don't need to. I'm getting strong Rihanna vibes with this pile. I feel like you guys kind of just own your energy, and sometimes it can rub other people the wrong way, okay? There's a lot of mixed things going on with this pile. I think the High Priestess is the reason for that, because sometimes, because of her subtlety and her softness, things can be taken out of context. We have the black and the white. There is a duality with this card. So people see you as very black and white. Sometimes they either like you or they think you can be a bit too much, okay? Let's get into your oracle cards. Okay, so for your Moonology cards, we have New Moon in Leo, confidence is your key to success, as well as a win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. Okay, with the full moon in Libra, I get the distinct impression that people talk about you and another person, you in relationship to another person here. This could be, again, like some beef that you have with someone that other people are really enveloped in because we have like a win-win outcome is forecast. So obviously this is the kind of situation where you're dealing with another person. Full moon in Libra does relate to our relationships, other people. It's the sign of the other. So I think people do talk about you a lot in contrast to another person, possibly like comparing you a lot. We do have the new moon in Leo here as well. And Leo does have a very strong presence, okay? I think people often remark on like what you wear, the way that you present yourself, and what you have to say. Because again, I don't think that you guys speak very often, but whenever you do speak, it is heard, okay? You guys, like, people will listen to you with the new moon in Leo. You guys obviously are very confident. People talk a lot about you, almost in the way people would talk about Trump, right? It's like people talk a lot about your personality and also the tea, the drama, okay? People are here for it. I'm sorry if I compared you to Trump just now. I don't mean it in a negative way. I just mean it in the sense that you are a juicy topic, okay? People can't help but want to talk about like you and the tea that's going on with some other person here, all right? Okay, so for your next cards, we have Face Your Fears as well as Deal with the Unexpected. Okay, with Face Your Fears, this is a card of just like diving into something, like taking that first plunge. So some of the things that people might say about you could be like embarrassing, it could be hurtful potentially. However, I think you guys are strong enough. I think you guys are strong enough to hear like what your haters are saying about you, or just what people are saying about you in general. Even if it seems scary or you have a feeling like people could be saying some mean stuff about you, I get the feeling like you guys, like it can be hard for you guys to take criticism or to listen to other people at times, especially if you have fears about like what they might say or if they are going to try to give you advice, because you guys do seem pretty fixed. We have Leo, strong Leo here, which is a fixed sign. So it is pretty clear that you guys will stand your ground in whatever situation this is, or any situations that present themselves to you. But just know that a win-win outcome is forecast here. So no matter what kind of fears you have about what people are saying about you at this particular time, just know that whatever beef or drama there is will sort itself out, and people are always just gonna have something to say about you regardless, okay? You guys could be like the nicest person on earth. I do feel like you guys are very nice, honestly, because we have the Seven of Pentacles right here, which is a very gentle, considerate energy, right? This deals with patience, waiting for the vines to grow. I think you guys do give people multiple chances and are very like forgiving, but you're not afraid to assert yourself or to tell people what you actually think or to just be you, which can be scary to other people at times, because I think this fear works both ways. I think people are, on the one hand, kind of afraid of you, but I think you're also afraid of what people might be saying about you, all right? And then the Deal with the Unexpected card usually speaks about something that we can't foresee happening, okay? Something that might happen out of nowhere. So I think this is tied with the win-win outcome just because these are similar colors. I think that whatever the situation is will sort itself out, but like in an unexpected way. You'll have a win-win outcome, okay? Or it could be that some of the stuff that people say about you is very unexpected. People themselves might be surprised at some of the stuff you do and not know what to expect. So that could also be the other side of this, is people saying that they never really know what to expect from you. Maybe you do have a history of like shocking people, doing things that catch people off guard. So this could also represent people not knowing quite what to expect with you, okay? And then for your last oracle cards, we have Time and Tide, as well as Soul Cage. So with Time and Tide, this is the energy of waiting for something, waiting for the right time. This does deal with oceanic spells and rituals. So this card is all about finding the right moment to bring something into existence, or waiting for the right time to make your move, if that makes sense. So people probably say that you are a bit of a strategist, that you can be a bit, not like sneaky, but I think with the High Priestess, this can be a bit of a shady energy because she is really silent. You don't really know what she is thinking, okay? This can be a very elusive energy to some people. So I think it relates to this Time and Tide card in the sense that you guys, or at least people, some of the stuff that they say about you does relate a lot to them trying to figure you out and trying to predict when you'll make your move or when you'll say something or do something next. It's kind of about that. Like people, I think they talk a lot about you when they are curious about if you're gonna do something, if you're gonna say anything, or if you're just gonna be silent. I think people do have a hard time kind of reading you, which is pretty interesting here. And then lastly, with Soul Cage, this card represents restriction, okay? So again, I think people do say that you can be controlling, you can be rigid. I think sometimes people don't want to get involved with you, or they kind of try to avoid you just so they don't get dragged down with you if drama erupts, okay? This could be a good thing, this could be a bad thing. What I'm saying here basically is that people, whether, you know, regardless of what they think, what they're saying here is that you can be restrictive. Or it could be also that you have like a heavy presence, that you can be someone, again, who is tricky to deal with, okay? Okay. So, the last thing I will do for you guys is roll the Astro Dice to get any last minute info on what people say about you. Okay, so we have Gemini, we have the moon, as well as the 4th house. Yeah. Okay, the 4th house is traditionally ruled by Cancer, which is actually ruled by the moon. So there's a strong connection here with both of these energies. The moon is very secretive, mysterious. Again, I think people have a hard time reading you. You guys can be a bit elusive. Like you do have a strong presence. Obviously, there's a lot of fixed, rigid energy here in this reading. But at the same time, yeah, I think people just find you entertaining because we have Gemini here. Geminis, as we all know, can be sneaky. There is a lot of tea here as well. Like you're naturally like a juicy subject. People love to talk about you, and especially your beef with other people, okay? So yeah, these are the main things I am receiving for this reading, so I will leave it at that for now. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it resonated. If you did like it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey group 3, welcome to your reading for all of you who chose this gorgeous garnet. Let's get into your reading and see what people say about you. Okay, let's start off with your tarot and then we'll get into your oracle cards. So we have the Queen of Cups. I almost said the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Cups here. The Lovers. The Page of Swords, as well as the Two of Swords. Whoa, okay. The first thing that I'm kind of picking up on with this pile is that people say, one of the things people say is that you can be a bit fake or superficial here. That is something that I'm picking up on with the Queen of Cups and the Lovers. Even though the Queen of Cups usually represents someone who is very much in touch with their emotions, their inner life. I think that is the case, okay? But you have a hard time relaying that to others. Like, people have a hard time getting close to you, okay? So they just assume that, like, oh, she's fake, or she doesn't know how to be genuine. I don't think that's the case. I just think, like, you guys probably have a lot going on emotionally, and for that reason don't really have that many close relationships with people, okay? I think also a lot of this does deal with the Queen of Cups and her emotional world here. I think people do talk a lot about their concerns for you because we have the Page of Swords here, and especially with the Two of Swords here as well. This is like indecisive, like feeling like you need to make a choice. And with the Page of Swords here, swords talk about communication. Swords can also be a bit stressful here as well. So I think that is definitely something that's coming through that people say about you a lot, is that they have a lot of concerns for you, or you have a lot of emotional ups and downs, especially if it does relate to your relationships here with the Lovers. I think people talk a lot about your relationships. I think you guys are a very social pile though. Like, you have a lot of friends, but you don't have that many people who you're actually close to, okay? Especially emotionally. You guys tend to, I don't want to say like avoid that, but maybe you don't feel like you have time for that because you have some important decision in your life to make right now or something like that. But yeah, what do people say about you? They say that you can be pretty superficial, also maybe a bit flighty as well. I get the feeling like you guys, like, you're very social, but at the same time you don't like hanging out with people. Like, you make up a lot of excuses and stuff, and then people think you're lying or you're just being like fake, okay? That is a specific message, but if you relate, then definitely let me know in the comments, okay? So let's get into your oracle cards to get more info on this. Okay, so for your Moonology cards, we have New Moon in Aries. It's time to take action, as well as third quarter moon. Adjustments are required. Okay, I get that you guys are a bit of like a procrastinator. I don't think you're lazy or anything. I think you just like to procrastinate and leave things for the last minute, which I get. Like, I do that too. But I think to other people, what they say is that you aren't really motivated, or you have a hard time taking action for yourself. It's a very surface level thing. I think people just naturally assume that you're being fake or that you're being superficial, when it's just that you have a lot going on beneath the surface that people can't see, okay? Especially if you are going through a lot of emotional ups and downs in your relationships, or you're trying to like cut people out of your life who have treated you badly. There's just like a lot of adjustments that need to be made here. So again, I think the other thing that people say a lot about you is like, oh, she has a lot of stuff that she needs to deal with, like a lot of adjustments that she needs to make, or yeah, like as I said, a strong message for this pile is that people often voice their concerns about you, like, oh, she's going through something, or I hope she's able to get things sorted out, okay? Things like that. I hope this is making sense so far with this pile, but yeah, I strongly think that people have a hard time seeing through the surface with you, seeing past that to your emotions, okay? But there are some people who see that and are genuinely like either concerned or like they want to help you. There's also that sense as well. Like people talk about wanting to come to your aid or be there for like emotional support as well. Maybe people like people talk a lot as well about your relationships, especially if you have like dysfunctional relationships with any family members. That is something that is coming through for you guys. But yeah, overall what I'm getting is she's superficial. She has a lot of ups and downs going on in her relationships. And also just that she has like a lot of stuff to deal with. As I said earlier with the Two of Swords, maybe you have some important decision to make or you have to take action on something. There's just some kind of thing in your life that's kind of looming over you that you need to take a definitive step towards overcoming, okay? Yeah, let's get into some more cards here. So we have do not be frustrated, let go and feel peaceful, as well as self-creation. It says be the author of your own life. Okay, so whenever this card comes out, it literally says do not be frustrated. So I don't think people say or like tend to say anything bad about you. I think if anything, people like genuinely want to help you or see past a lot of this surface level stuff that you guys do, okay, to avoid either like getting close to people as like a defensive mechanism or just because you feel overwhelmed a lot of the time, okay? But whenever this card comes out, it is a reassurance that you guys have nothing to worry about, okay? You guys can feel free to let go and just feel peaceful, all right? And then with self-creation, I get the sense with this card that people talk a lot about some kind of talent that you have, especially if it's something in the creative arts, like you guys can draw or paint. You guys seem to have some kind of creative talent, especially if it's like writing or because we have the word author right here, or if it's dance, music, whatever it is, there is something that people like to talk a lot about, which is one of your talents, which is pretty exciting here. So yeah, I get the feeling with this card, again, that you guys are a bit artsy. You have a creative streak, probably making stuff with your hands. Also, something really specific that's coming to mind is that you might be a really good baker. Maybe some of you guys bake out there, but you kind of use your creativity for something such as baking, where you need to decorate, work with your hands. I know this is very specific, but yeah, some people might be talking about how you're a really good baker or just a good artist in general. Let's check out your last cards, which are receptivity, as well as the return of Aphrodite. I love this card. Honestly, whenever this card comes out, people are talking about your beauty, okay? Aphrodite is the goddess of beauty, love. Also interesting that we have the lovers here as well. So definitely your relationships, people talk about, yeah, like how good of an artist you might be, your looks, your creativity, your relationships. I think this is a very sweet energy as well. Like people don't really have anything bad to say about you. People genuinely want to help you, right? Like if they are concerned or whatnot. But yeah, this is very sweet, gentle, beautiful. You guys are definitely great artists out there, or again, just have a very beautiful, like creative energy to you. And then lastly, with receptivity, I think you guys have a rich inner life. Again, like you guys go through a lot of emotions in your everyday life, whether that be with other people or just on your own. You have stuff to deal with. But I think, again, you have a hard time letting others in. Yeah, I would say receptivity is definitely something that you guys could work on. You guys are very good at picking up stuff from other people and receiving their energy, but less so with opening yourself up to other people emotionally, if that makes sense. Especially if you guys use that as a defense mechanism where you just don't want to, you know, have a hard time like getting close to people or just letting yourself be vulnerable and receptive, okay? So yeah. The last thing I will do for you guys is roll the Astro Dice to get any last minute info on what people say about you. Okay, so we have Aquarius, we have 8th house, and we have Mercury. Yes, with the 8th house, this is a very private house. This is the house of intimacy, death, things that we also try to avoid that are very deep and can weigh us down. So I think that has been a theme in your reading, is that you guys, like, people think you are very superficial, especially because we have Mercury here, and Mercury is a planet of, like, it can be a bit fake, okay? Mercury is kind of the planet of gossip, and it rules Gemini, obviously, so we all know that Geminis can be a bit surface level, okay? I'm not gonna lie. But I think they do that, though, and you do that as well, because you are trying to avoid getting weighed down by others, okay? And that's what I'm seeing with Aquarius here as well, because Aquarians are similar. Aquarians can be a bit dissociative, especially when it comes to their emotions. So that is something that people obviously notice that you're doing, and because of that, they tend to just say that, oh, she's fake, right? Or she's flighty. I think people, it's easy for them to write you off as being that way just because they can't see what's going on in this 8th house energy of yours, okay? But yeah, overall with this pile, people say they don't really have anything bad to say about you. I think it's more so like the worst thing that people say about you is that, like, you're fake or you're superficial, right? But that's just because you don't want them to see the real you necessarily, okay? So yeah, these are the main things I am receiving for this pile, so I will leave it at that for now. I hope it resonated. I hope it made sense. If you did like it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey group 4, welcome to your reading for all of you who chose this Celestite crystal. Let's get into your reading and see what people say about you. Okay, so, oh wait, I think there was another card. Okay, it's been a long day. Let's see what we have. So, we've got the 3 of Swords, the King of Wands, the Hermit, as well as the 6 of Swords. Ooh, okay. The first thing that's coming through is that you guys are fiercely independent with the King of Wands here. That you guys don't really follow orders or like take rules like seriously. You guys make your own rules, alright? With the 3 of Swords here, you guys might be a bit of a heartbreaker, especially because we have the Hermit here. So it's clear that you guys are a bit mysterious. People never really get to know you that closely before you're on to the next thing here with the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is a card that deals with moving away from either like a toxic situation or people that no longer serve you. So you guys don't hold on to things. You are always kind of moving on and don't let anything hold you back. Yeah, you guys just don't hold on to things in the same way as other people do, okay? You guys are fast-paced, especially with the King of Wands here. I just get that people think that you're cool for some reason. I don't know, but that is a strong message here with the King of Wands and the Hermit. That people might also think that you can be a bit mean or nasty, but in a good way. What I mean by that is that people are here for your comebacks, or whenever you do make a point or get into an argument, it's messy, but also kind of funny, okay? That is a vibe as well that I get from this pile, is that people think you're funny, people think you're cool. I'm also picking up that the people who do have something to say about you, you probably don't know, or you don't know them that well, because you guys like to keep your distance, you like to keep to yourselves here, and not really let people get too close. So you do have this mystique, this aura of mystery about you. Also, the King of Wands, yeah, I'm just getting that like people think you're cool, they think you're funny, they might also think you're a bit sexy too. Especially with the Three of Swords here, like this was the vibe that I initially got with this, was like heartbreaker. Like this person has broken a lot of hearts or been involved in some messy relationship situations here, okay? Let's get into this. Let's take a look at your Moonology cards. Okay, we have New Moon in Sagittarius, luck is on your side, as well as Fixed Moon, hold your vision. Okay, so I get that you guys are strong characters, or maybe not like a strong character in the sense of being someone who demands attention and like interaction, but you are someone who holds their vision, someone who won't compromise. Like you guys won't compromise. You guys can be very stubborn. Maybe you have some fixed energy in your chart, you know, like Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio. But I think that's what, when people talk about you, that is something that they admire or that they like, is that you will always be yourself, like reliably. You will always be yourself and not let other people tell you what to do or boss you around, okay? And then New Moon in Sagittarius. Yeah, like I just get that you guys are funny. People want to be more like you. People might also talk about how lucky you are. I don't know if you guys are like privileged in any way, or you've had lucky circumstances in your life. People do talk a lot about your luck as well as your stubbornness here, okay? Okay, the next cards we have, yeah, determination. Determination as well as open mind. Okay, with open mind, I think you guys encourage people to keep an open mind about you, because you guys, similar to pile 2, I don't know if you guys also felt drawn to pile 2, you guys like to shock people. You like to do things purposely because other people are not, or because people aren't expecting it. Like people know to expect that you will be unapologetically you, but you guys do like to go against the grain and do stuff for the sake of doing it, just because it's different or weird. I'm also picking up on strong Aquarius vibes as well with this pile. Aquarius is a fixed sign. And you have a very exciting energy. I think when people talk about you, it's usually in an exciting context, okay? So they're talking about like the tea, like you guys being involved with some kind of drama. I don't think you guys are controversial in the same way as pile 2, but you guys are very entertaining. Like, you guys have some serious funny comebacks. I'm getting like just a strong, funny, comedic vibe here with this pile, where people, they can't really take you seriously, even though I think you guys take yourselves seriously to a certain extent. You guys do hold your own and are very determined in getting your way and saying what you mean to people. But I think when people talk about you, it is very entertaining. People also really enjoy breaking you down. That is something that I'm getting with the Hermit card here, because the Hermit is associated with Virgo, and this energy can be very analytical. So I feel like people, when they talk about you, there's like this whole package to unpack, especially psychologically. It's almost like the Kardashians in the sense of people like to talk about the reasons why they do what they do, and if there is any knowledge, beforehand, because the Kardashians do have that shock factor, if you know what I mean. It's a similar vibe here, okay? You guys do stuff for the hell of it, and people like to dissect the motivations and like your own agenda, basically. People love to just dissect you. That is a vibe here. Okay, let's take a look at your last oracle cards. So we have the Present as well as Guide. Ooh. Okay, with the Present, this is a card of being in the here and now. I think that's also why you guys are pretty lucky, because you guys are never getting boggled down by holding on to grudges or anything like that. As I said earlier with the Six of Swords, you guys move on from situations very quickly and never let anything hold you back or weigh you down. You always are in the present or in the future, okay? You guys are always just doing things in the moment and as a momentary, one-time thing. That is something that I pick up on, that people talk a lot about, is always like, what are they doing right now? Okay, people talk about you in a presentary sense of, oh, what is she involved in right now? Like, what kind of beef is on the menu today with this person, essentially, okay? It's always a movable feast here. That's very much a word I can use to describe you guys. It's an ongoing like cycle of you guys jumping around and exploring new ways of like doing stuff and testing stuff out here, okay? And then with Guide, it says a guide, mentor, or trustworthy ally. So I think you guys are pretty trustworthy, like for the most part. People know you're gonna say it, like you're gonna say what you mean. It's very funny. I just get that you guys are very like funny. That is something that people always talk about, is how funny you are and like what you have to say, okay? But it says ally here, so I think again people do almost want to be like you in this sense. Like people want you as an ally for some reason. Maybe you guys are very powerful. You guys are very strong characters. You hold your own vision. You are very lucky as well. Like people kind of want in on this energy. But yeah, you guys make great leaders. You have strong personalities, and people just can't help but talk about you, the drama you're involved in, and breaking it down here with the Hermit, okay? So the last thing I will do for you guys is roll the Astro Dice to get any last minute info on what people say about you. Okay, so we have Gemini, we have the 12th house, and we have Mercury. Yeah, okay. So the 12th house, first and foremost, is the house of dreams, illusions. It's a very elusive house. So again, I think you guys maintain a certain distance with people. You can be very mysterious. People don't really always know what's up with you. You know, it's always like on a day-by-day basis. You guys are very changeable here with the Gemini energy. We have Mercury and we have Gemini. Mercury rules Gemini. Gemini is a very entertaining energy here, okay? Actually, I think Gemini came up for pile 2 as well. This pile is very similar to pile 2 in the sense of there being a lot of tea and people just wanting to talk about you. For this pile, even more so because we have Mercury here. So there's a lot of gossip surrounding you guys, okay? But I think, again, it mostly has to do with you guys being entertaining, like very funny, getting into fights or just messy situations with other people, and always being on to the next thing, okay? It's the energy where people can't ever really catch up with you because you're so quick here. Like Gemini energy is one of the fastest energies. It's always like gone, you know? It's very fast. Also because Mercury's the fastest planet. So yeah, people can't quite catch up with you or the drama. These are the main things I am receiving for this pile. So I will leave it at that for now. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you found it pretty entertaining. If you did like it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later.